Briggs, all he needs is basically a referral. You know, he needs to get his captain to call the diplomatic security company and just vouch for him. Say he's a squared away soldier, and that's what he wants. To get that, he has to take Lulu on this road trip from basically the Pacific Northwest all the way down to kind of very close to the Mexican border. And it's gonna be a handful. You know, you think just putting a dog in a car and just driving it down there is enough, but one of these dogs is, and this guy also, they're both special, let's just say, and they're gonna fight each other all the way down the coast, and if he does that, and if he gets Lulu to this funeral without anything that happens bad, then he gets the referral, and that's all he's got to do. They're both pretty insane. They're both pretty. They'll definitely go. They'll go until they can't go anymore. And I think when you have two brick eaters that are ready to lock up at any point, you know that you can have fireworks almost at any moment in the movie. That there's an actual gun in that car, two guns essentially, like that are like it's a powder keg. It can pop off at any moment, and they're equal matches for each other. There's a moment where we both grab this like stuffed unicorn, and look, the unicorn was never going to stay together if one of us wasn't either told to let go or didn't just let go before it ripped, because it would have just been done in a heartbeat. And so it's just funny. They're equal match, and the only difference between them is that one's a canine and one's a human, humanish. Dogs are kind of these very present things. You know, they don't have so much. They do on some level that maybe we'll never know. How much are they thinking of the future? How much are they thinking of the past? Who knows? But the first, every time you come home is the first time that you've come home, and it doesn't matter. I could walk out of the house for 30 minutes and then, that cutie, my new dog, she's just like, oh my God, you're back. And it's, I think, such a reminder of joy is always sort of accessible, and even though we're humans, and I think we do focus entirely too much on the future and the past, you can really only experience joy in the present. And I think dogs are just so present. I think they're so, all of a sudden their whole state, they can go from dead asleep to having the time of their life, and or switch to another emotion, really, really fast. And I think it's all in a real-time sort of thing. Doesn't mean they don't want to go play fetch or go for a walk or something, but I think it's something beautiful. I think humans somehow love dogs because of that. I think Lulu's a different dog than probably the last time you saw her. So I don't know if he knows exactly what to expect. He knows what these dogs are capable of, that's for sure. He's worked with her. He's went out on deployments with her. He's seen her do what these dogs do, what these war dogs do, and it is pretty, full on. But he's done it himself. He's been kicking indoors for a while as well, and they're equals, and those dogs are soldiers to him. They're not equipment. Slowly, he actually starts to take care of this dog. And in a way, we definitely did not want to be heavy-handed about this. If anything, we almost wanted this to be unintelligible in the movie, other than to us. The dog is him. They're just mirrors for each other. And he kind of, I think, discovers this connection and this sort of just want to connect with this dog, and it's not even, I don't think it's even conscious. They would all know the word rolling and action because it was a prompt for them, and that happened on the day one, third take, second take even, because we had rehearsed something before that. As soon as they yelled rolling, and then everyone yells rolling around set, and all the energy goes up. And you don't want the dog's energy to be up because you want it to be calm and chill and not pull you around. And these dogs are just so smart. Like, they're incredibly smart, and they love working. It's what they wake up. They wake up in the morning and they're like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Where are we going? How do we get to do it? Let's do it as many times as we possibly can. Please don't, like, let's not go to sleep. There's a scene where I run out to the car and Zuza's in the car because Zuza's going ape in the car. And I have to open the door and be like, what? And like scream and be really aggressive. Like, you know, what do you want? And because Zuza was like my friend, like in real life, she was just like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, I was only doing what I was supposed to do. Why am I getting yelled at right now? Her ears like went back. And I was like, oh, it like broke my heart because I was like, no, we're homies. So like we, each and after every one of those scenes, I would have to go over and be like, no, it's okay. Like you're my friend. They must think I'm out of my mind. Brett Rodriguez, you know, I've known him equally as long as I've known Reid. We all met on the same movie, this movie called Stop Loss, and he was someone that I met and just sort of an advisor. He was in the military, he was in the 10th Mount, and just to be around soldiers, you know, like that's kind of, they put us with, you know, real soldiers, and we just became friends and just stayed in touch through the years. And then he worked with me in different capacities at different times, and then he went back and contracted for a few years, and then he came back, and then he actually produced, and I think he even directed some of War Dog because of all of his connections into the military. You know, we all did a lot of sort of getting our foot in the door of certain special forces. You know, they're a tight-knit group, and you can't just call up the Rangers and be like, hey guys, what's up? We want to come bring cameras into your lives. Like, like it wasn't like that. You had to go and like earn their trust, let them know what we were doing, and it was really Brett that did that. He really embedded himself in these people's lives, and you know, it was a big responsibility. He's like, look, if we're gonna make a movie about he wasn't a Ranger. That's not something that he can, you know, claim. He's like, I'm not that. I'm not them. And what they did is different than what I did. And he wanted to make sure that it was done right. And because these guys are really special to him, and they're actually really special to us. He really listens, and not just listens with just this like, all right, I'm gonna just like dictate that back down onto the page, like, you know, almost just like I'm gonna everything you said and I'm just gonna like put it there. No, he really digs and finds a larger meaning that I would have never been able to see in it. Like, and his ability to see the 30,000 foot view, he's taught me more about movies than almost any of the directors that I've worked with that are some of the best directors in the world. You know, because of the time that we've had together. And, you know, I don't feel stupid asking him any question. Or I'd be like, wait, what is that? I don't even know what that word is that you used. What does that mean? And just like there's just a connection and a compassion that I think he has, unlike almost anyone that I've worked with. And like the connection is the will to want to understand something that he might not understand. I think one thing that Reid has almost head and shoulders above everybody, and not just because he's 6'6", is that he actually wants to know what they're understanding. Like, he's like, all right, what are you getting? Like, what? And he's really trying to have them put themselves into the character, into the movie. And then that comes, I think, from the writing that what he's learned in the writing process as well, is he really wants people to have a say and to be a part of the creative process, and not for it to be a dictatorship.